meant to help. We have an historic opportunity to make welfare what it was meant to be, a second chance, not a way of life. Real welfare reform requires work, imposes time limits. We'll have to meet these challenges not by edicts from Washington, but by working together at all levels, by cutting red tape and working with the private sector, by setting national goals for ourselves, but challenging states and localities. We have to offer opportunity to all. We must demand responsibility from all, and we must work hard to come together across all our diversity as a great American community.
Your nation, your news. One American News Network.
Welcome back. I'm Ernie White sitting in for Rick Amato. My next guest is Shaun Moran, Vice President of the National Border Patrol Council. Welcome to the show, Shaun.
Thanks for having me here.
Boy, you had an explosive article in Breitbart. You're the one that had my phone ringing because neighbors all over my town and pretty much the country were starting to wonder. Once they read what you said that right now in America, with the illegal immigration problem, we're dropping illegal immigrants all over the country. Could you go ahead and elude on that?
Yeah, we are. In the Rio Grande Valley in South Texas, agents are just overwhelmed by an influx of family groups and unaccompanied juveniles, about 3/4 of which are from what we call OTMs, other than Mexican. They're from Central American countries. And our agents there cannot handle the flow that is coming through. So the Border Patrol has decided to basically farm that work out to other sectors. Laredo sector, El Paso sector, Tucson sector are all contributing by processing these illegal aliens. What's happening then is they're turned over to ICE, and through some magic paperwork, they are then redetermined their custody, and they are being released. We're starting to see some camps set up, some detention facilities, long-term detention facilities, so that we can hold people. But as long as we release people, they are going to continue to come here. The word is out in Central America, get your golden ticket to America. And I have a Border Patrol issued weapon.
Okay, well, I'm legal, so I don't want to get in any trouble. But are we doing any type of checks to make sure that they're going out of your agency disease-free? Are we making sure that they have no diseases, that they have nothing communicable? What are we doing when it comes to protecting our citizens from those that we're just letting go?
This was one of the concerns of our members. We have 17,000 Border Patrol agents that are members of our union, and that was one of their concerns. They do a job in some godforsaken places. I don't know if you've ever been to some of these towns in Arizona, but the only thing keeping them alive are Border Patrol and smuggling. Wide spots on the road that where criminal activity just abounds. Our agents are concerned that they are going to bring these things home to their family. They are willing to risk their lives, but they don't want to risk their health and harm other people in the community. The Border Patrol is slowly making gains. When somebody comes into custody now, they are seen by a FEMA doctor. Coast Guard is out there with some of their medical personnel, doctors and nurses. So the situation is getting better. They are being fed, they are being cared for, and being screened and treated for. We've seen scabies, we've seen lice, measles, adult chicken pox, and these are things that can definitely do damage in these confined quarters. And our state are not set up for long-term detention. They are short-term handling facilities. Within a couple days, the people are supposed to be out of there and moved on to a different facility or sent back to their country of origin.
So we were told by President Obama that right now our borders are more secure than ever. If that's true, why are we getting this influx of illegal immigrants right now?
Overall, apprehensions are on the rise. We saw that last year. We continue to see it this year. But if we create an incentive, anytime there's talk of immigration reform, amnesty, we see a spike. Sometimes it's small, sometimes it's bigger. But as I said earlier, there is an incentive for these people to come here. There's a loophole that they can exploit. And to get a step beyond that, the cartels are now controlling this. They handle the smuggling routes. They own them. They rent them out to human smugglers, and they are controlling where these people are surrendering. These people could easily go to a port of entry, surrender themselves, and they would be treated the exact same way. They would end up being released or reunited with a family member. The cartels are using this to their advantage. They are bringing them across the river in the Rio Grande Valley. They are bringing them across the border because they know that only about half our Border Patrol agents are out there right now. The other half are processing, doing other duties, trying to care for these people. So when we get detained with these groups and we get tied up, we now have less manpower. They are bringing their drugs. They are bringing their special interest aliens across the border. They are using it as an opportunity to exploit the situation.
So when you hear about immigration reform, and we keep hearing that from now, even the Republicans are still talking about it, should immigration reform simply be, let's follow the laws on the books?
You know, it would be a novel idea. We've never tried it. We haven't had a comprehensive, effective immigration enforcement policy since the 1950s. We just have not had the political will. During the 1950s, during President Eisenhower's administration, they got rid of almost every illegal alien in this country. If we have the will, we can do it. This is America. I mean, we landed on the moon with less technology than what is in everybody's iPhone. You know, we can figure out a way to do this. We just don't have the will, and neither side of the aisle seems to really want to do it. And our agents suffer because of that. We are now in a hopeless position in South Texas that we don't see an end to.
So as an agent, how do you guys stay motivated to even go to work knowing that as a country, we're not supporting you, we're telling you to just catch and release?
The thing that motivates agents is the job is a good job, and the reason we're out there is a good reason. The citizens of this country support Border Patrol agents, and we hear that all the time. It's the politicians, it's the administration that we feel almost betrayed by. We've seen that almost $2 billion is now being allocated to this crisis. Just over a year ago, our hours started to be controlled so that we don't have as many agents out in the field at any one time. We used to be at 100% staffing. Now we're at less than that. I don't even know what the number is. It would have cost just $120 million to keep us at 100% staffing. So at a time when we have a crisis on the border, we don't have all our agents out there for the full shift. So it makes no sense to our agents. They feel betrayed and they feel neglected. No. And there's a reason that, you know, we are the worst-ranked agency when it comes to morale and places to work in the federal government.
Well, don't be too sad, because the American people, we love you guys, and we thank you for everything you guys do. Shaun, thank you so much for your testimony.
Thank you for having me on.
Agenda 21 and sustainable development. The headlines you need to hear, but won't from the mainstream media. Next.